good morning or good afternoon, wherever you may be at. I'm Tyler, Turner Analog, bringing in a product review from a brand new Chinese import company who sells their products on Amazon called JCANOL. I don't normally do product reviews, but this was such an excellent audio product that I've been waiting for years to come that I just had to make a review for it. So I'm a musician, right? And I've always been trying to find a low budget solution for wireless monitoring. Well, I gave this thing a crack. And then I realized there's this thing called Bluetooth latency. And that is the worst thing ever if you're trying to hear yourself and sing at the same time or play an instrument. So 2-3 years later, JCANOL comes around and creates a budget-in version of their transmitter receiver system. This system here is only 6 millisecond latency. So when you're playing a game, or when you're hitting a note, or when you're singing a note, you'll feel like it's live. So here's the unboxing for the JCANOL wireless in-ear monitor. You see, got a protective packaging paper right there, and a nicely taped parcel, which I've already opened this, experimented with it. As you can see, it says JCANOL. This is a Chinese import. So it took about a week to deliver upon ordering. It was shipped to my doorstep by USPS. This is the box here. It's got a matte finish on it. It has a band playing some tunes. And it does have some grammatical issues. Hopefully they'll update that in their translations. But it does have a cool slogan here. It is so simple to choose pro audio. So I'm going to dig into the box here. I'm always careful about those little flaps, like keeping it intact. Okay, so here are the two units. As you can see, they've got 4 little lights for signal, peak, power, and mute. Power is green, mute is blue, which you can actually control with a button. Signal is, I think it's probably green, yeah. And then peak will flash or be solid depending on how much volume input you put into it. So it helps you not overblow it. Okay. Also, you've got a fancy little dual USB-C to A cable here. It's just got a, see, it's got a splitter, so you can charge both of them at the same time. I don't know the correct voltage, but I can use my ONN power box to determine that, because the manual actually doesn't say, and I haven't asked. By the way, shout out to Molly Woo for sending me this free product. There's 3.5 aux cable, aux to 1/4 inch stereo, a manual that's in Chinese and English, and a warranty card, which actually is eligible for 1-year warranty. Okay, so I've got a few different items I wanted to show on how this can work for your audio rig. So I've got the iPad here. So what we're going to do is going to crack it open. I see I already got GarageBand open on it. Okay, now we use the rig. That way you could be able to hear the difference of time through the speaker. Start with the transmitter end, and actually you can use this one, or I like to use my personal favorite, the 3.5 to Apple Lightning. So that way I can actually directly plug into the bottom of the iPad, and then plug it into the transmitter. Okay, power it on, I said earlier, it goes to green signal light. And then I can power on the second one. Plug in a headphone. And I can bring it up to the phone's microphone so you can hear exactly what it's doing. So, as you can probably hear, there's little to no latency. I think the instructions mention that there's 6 milliseconds of latency. So, by far, this product is phenomenal because I have had issues with having the investments for the high-end products that don't have latency. So this was actually $50. And in addition to this sort of setup, you could probably use it for gaming. I haven't tested it out. All right, let's go for the other setup. This is a Takstar powered microphone. It's got a stereo cable attached to it. You can actually directly connect it to the transmitter here. Power it on, because it does have a preamp in it. And then this is my Canon Vixia HF R6 II. So what I'll do is power it on. And then this actually has a microphone input, as you can see right here. So what I'll do is I'll just take the 3.5 cable, take one end, plug it to that microphone cable, and then I can connect the other end to the receiver. And I'll show you the display on the camera. It's right here at the bottom. So there's the level right there. So when I speak into the wireless, so to speak, boom mic, it shows a signal. Okay. That's one operation I've been able to succeed with it. I'm hoping to be able to create something similar, maybe with a lavalier. I've tried the Apple microphone headset, but it does not seem to work. But I have this other rig that I do with it. I'll go ahead and show you the functions. And meanwhile, on the receiver end, you can also mute it. One-click mute, just like that, which is also your pair button. And you can actually pair up to 6 units, I believe, together, all in one. And then you have your volume up and your volume down. Okay. It makes a double click sound when you do get to the top of the volume. So then on the transmitter end, you actually have the stereo mono adjustment. So depending on how you're listening, you can switch around with those. And then it does have the USB-C charger as well. In fact, both of them do. The manual says that this should last about 10 hours before needing to charge. And there's that. Okay, I'm here at my ONN power box. This basically detects the device based on its voltage and charges it by its voltage. So I'm going to go ahead and power it on. I've got this plugged into the USB-A 5-volt 1-amp port. I'm going to power this part on as well. As you can see, power light has just lit up. It's outputting at 2 watts, so you can essentially just plug it to your laptop and you should be okay. Thank you. So this rig right here is with my Shure SM57. All right, got the XLR adapter here. So actually, this goes RCA, as you can see. And then I've got the female to male RCA stereo, per se stereo adapter. Then I've got a coupler here. Yeah, no, this is very extrinsic. It took me a lot of time to figure this one out. And then, last but not least, you're probably wondering, why am I using yellow and why? That's because this is a camera cable rather than an audio cable. As you can see, it has 3 pins on it. But with this transmitter, you can use either one. You can use the red and white that has 2 pins only. Stereo, right? Okay. So just plug it in there. And then you could have this in your pocket, because this one doesn't have a clip. The receiver has a clip. And then you could walk around and talk on the microphone with it. It is a little lower in the volume than when using the Takstar, because the Takstar has a preamp. This obviously has no power at all other than from the transmitter. So if you had some sort of preamp, maybe if you were going to use it on the stage, you could get around with that. Yep, so there's going to be some more tests I'll do with it, with the guitar, and probably with the mixing console. But other than that, that's my product review on the JCANOL wireless professional audio system.